Hi friends and welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, hello. My name's George Agambar and I'm a UK music producer. Today's video is all about automation. Automation is a really common production technique used by many engineers and producers for different reasons. We can automate the volume of our track, we can automate the effects on it and the panning. And we use automation to create movement, consistency and interest in our mixes. So if you want to learn a little bit more about this, make sure you stay tuned and hit the subscribe button and notification bell for new videos every Wednesday.
And things will never be the same when I hear your name since you kissed me in the rain.
Automation is when we get the DAW or the computer to do jobs for us. For example, this could be controlling or riding the fader. It could be applying more of a certain effect at a certain point, or it could be turning the panning dial. It makes our lives a whole lot more easy. It means every time we listen through our song, we don't have to worry about turning up the volume fader that tiny bit at that certain point. We set the automation track and the computer does it for us. So it saves us time, but it also allows us to make very specific little alterations to our track. In Logic and most other DAWs, there are 4 main automation modes, and we're going to have a look at each mode in turn. We'll have a look at what each is, when to use it, how to use it, and some examples of each. The first mode is Read Mode. During Read Mode, the DAW plays back any automation data that's been written, but it does not allow you to write or record any new information as the track plays. We mainly use this mode once we've finished the automation process or if we want to do some manual automation. To open up automation mode, we need to click this little button at the top. We then make sure that the aspect we want to automate has been selected. So for this example, I'm going to stick with automating the volume. I mentioned doing some manual automation in read mode. By this, I mean that we write the automation data whilst the track isn't playing. My favourite way to do this is to select the marquee tool and then select a section of the track. This will then allow you to drag this whole section up in volume really easily. You can also simply click along the yellow line to create little nodes and then drag the lines up and down accordingly like so. So here's a track before and after it has been automated in read mode. Next, we have Touch Mode. This mode allows you to write automation data using a control such as a fader or dial as the track plays. However, as soon as the fader or dial is released, the value of the automation will jump straight back to its original value before any automation data was written. This mode is really great if you want to make a small, quick adjustment to your audio. On the left-hand side, we're going to use the drop-down menu to switch from read mode into touch mode. We're also going to stick with the volume automation. So as the track plays, I'm going to move the channel fader up and down and you will see the automation data being written as I do so. I'll also quickly slide the fader up and then release it so you can see how it jumps back to the original value. And then now, as you can see, this automation data has all been written and saved. Then we have Latch Mode. This is identical to Touch Mode in the way it works and how we apply it. However, once the control, the fader or the dial is released, the automation value will stay at the last point it was at. It will not jump back to the original value. So here's an example of me using the fader to write the automation data and then releasing the fader to show that it will stay at the new value. As you can see, it's exactly the same as using touch mode. However, when you release the fader, it stays at the new value. The final mode is write mode, and possibly the most uncommon to use, I would say. Write mode allows automation data to be erased and re-recorded as you play through the track and move the controls. However, if you don't touch the controls, the automation data on the track will still be erased as it plays through. Here we're in write mode and have already got some automation data written on the track, as you can see. Whilst the track plays, I'm going to move the fader to show how the automation data will be rewritten, but I'm also going to let go of the fader so we can see how the data will be erased. So that's write mode and what it does. We then have a choice between track and region automation, which changes the way that the automation works. Track automation will allow you to apply automation across a whole audio track. Region automation will only allow you to apply automation in a certain region or section of the audio. Here I have an audio track with another separate section. If I write some automation on the first bit of the little section in the track mode, like so, you can see that the automation data and yellow line is carried along on the whole track. If I then click over here to change to region, you can see that the yellow line and automation now ends at the end of the audio region or section of audio that I have. The difference between these modes is really important if you're using looped audio. For example, if you have a section of audio that you've looped for say 8 times and you want to crescendo across all 8 loops, you'd have to use track mode automation. However, if you wanted each loop to have the exact same automation data, then you would use region mode. I've got a little bit of looped audio here, and I'm just going to demonstrate how in track mode you can write automation data across all the loops, and how in region mode you can only write the data across one of the loops, and then this will be repeated for every loop heard. So that's the difference between track and region automation. So that's my overview of automation within a DAW and the 4 main automation modes. Now you may see that there are also choices for trim and relative. This is a bit more complicated, and so we can make another video on these 2 settings if you'd like. As I said before, automation is really great for saving us time and allowing us to make small adjustments within our track that can really make all the difference to our overall mix. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you found it useful and interesting. Let me know what you thought in the comments below and if there are any other videos you'd like to see in the future. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and notification bell, and I will see you again soon.